Hello folks, this is Gnomeregan here, starting off today's stream of instances in World of Warcraft. We're going to pick up where I left off last time with our instances, starting off with Gnomeregan today. But before I go too far, let's let everybody know that I'm online. I think that's how it's spelled. Is that how it's spelled? Gnomeregan? I think I'm missing an E.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, that looks a lot better.
Yep, that's how it is.
Okay, let's send that tweet out there. Alright. So, those of you who are really astute might notice that I'm not in Orgrimmar or my garrison. You'll notice that I'm actually hanging out in the Gromgal base camp in Stranglethorn Vale. There we go. You can see where I am there. Right here. Okay. The reason I am doing this is because this is a teleporter that takes you into the instance. Now, I have been reading a bunch of messages on Wowhead and such that have told me that even though I'm level 100 and able to fly at highest speed in Azeroth, that getting into Gnomeregan the way you're supposed to in Dunmorrow, which I'm going to pull up here, is in fact well nigh impossible. That's not the right spot. Dunmorrow. Okay. Gnomeregan is over here. The entrance. It's a tunnel into an elevator that takes you down to the main entrance. But I've been told by multiple sources that the number of 95 elites, admittedly I'm 100, so 95 elites shouldn't bother me, but there's so many of them that, swoop upon you as soon as you get into the area, that it might not be advisable to go that route, and this might be the only safe way to get in there now. So, to that end, I'm going to head in this way. Before I go in, I just want to make sure everybody knows that they can find me on Twitter at Gnomeregan. You can find my Facebook page, Gnomeregan. You can find my YouTube channel, Gnomeregan, where these videos are and where you might be watching this. And if you're watching this on YouTube, note that you can find me live streaming on Twitch at twitch.tv/Gnomeregan. You can find I've got an Amazon page, I've got an IMDb page, I've got an Instagram page. You can also find me on the Xbox systems as The Real Gnomeregan, capital T, capital R, capital G, The Real Gnomeregan. And feel free to friend me there, I'll friend you back. And any other social media that you add me or friend me or follow me on, I will add or friend or follow you back, including share, liking, and subscribing YouTube videos and channels. So, that all being said, we're going to get ourselves into the first instance of the day. Oh, and as usual, my wife is moderating the chat. Say hello, wife.
Hello, wife.
Okay, so in we go. Gnomeregan would be, I would consider it the first of the really large instances. It's a real big pain in the butt, this instance. And by big, I mean huge. The thing's enormous. Let's see how many levels it actually has in the map. Only has 4 levels, but they're not small levels. Okay, we're going to be killing only the major bosses. There's 5 of them. We're only killing those today. I'm going to try and show you the fastest way to get from A to B. starting off with, if you're not Alliance, you come in here as Horde, you will not get a quest when you come in. You'll not be able to get a quest because it's all Alliance, and you don't even start in the same spot. Look at the map there. There's one way in, and oh, that's the right page. I'm trying to figure out where the other entrance is. I think it might be in the, no, it's not in the clean zone. I'm wondering if they've made it only one instance entrance now. There's another entrance, or that might be just an exit. Anyway, it used to be, back in the day, that you come in slightly altered from where this entrance is. You'd come in over here as Alliance, then come down here. It might still be. It might be hidden by the banner. And you'd have a quest that would give you a parachute. The parachute being used for dropping from this level down in the hollow gears down to the lower level in order to get the second of the bosses, the viscous fallout. As Horde, you have to come to this box here to get a parachute. Okay, let's take a look at that parachute. Reduces your fall speed for 10 seconds. I'm pretty sure you have to actually use it, so for that purpose we're going to drag it out there. There's another spot further in the instance where you have to drop as well, and if I'm not mistaken, there's a box of parachutes available for that as well. Most people playing in this instance, however, simply come around here about halfway and drop onto this stuff down here. We're going to be dropping in the same area, but of course I've got to go and get this boss killed first, so we're going to go over there and do that. This instance is one of my more hated ones. Back in the day, before being able to come in here at a ridiculously high level for the purposes of showing people how the instance runs. Coming here at level was just a big pain in the ass, and I still try and avoid it in LFG when I'm doing leveling of lower level characters. I'm not sure how much has changed since Cataclysm and Pandaria were brought into the game. Might be the exact same, it might be wildly different, I'm not entirely sure. That's how much I love this instance. Not at all. Other instances, like the ones that I'm going to be doing later today, Moradon and the Scarlet Monastery stuff, they've been broken down into sections. Black Rock Depths as well has been broken into sections. I'm trying to think of others that have been broken up. Dire Maul's been broken up as well. All of those instances, instead of coming in and running the whole instance, you come in and run bits. Gnomeregan Gnomeregan, I call it Gnomeregan, deal with it. I know I'm not pronouncing it right, but it looks like Gnomeregan. Anyway, or Gnomeregan, there's lots of different ways you can pronounce it. I'll just pronounce it the way I'm used to it, and if you don't like it, well then, you can send me a message and tell me I'm stupid. Anyway, this one might have been simplified to make it an easier run. I know for a fact from back in the day that when you go into the clean zone, this area used to be such a bitch, and I don't see where they even link anymore. Where the clean zone even links to anything. It used to be such a bitch, but I'm not seeing it. It's almost like parts of the map have been completely removed. And if so, that's a good thing. Okay, let's begin this little event. What we have is an event here where we have to kill a buttload of mobs in order to clear these two tunnels of the bad guys that are going to come out here, the Trogs. And once you've cleared both tunnels, spoiler alert, boss appears. So, we're going to, let the game mechanic play and do what we have to do to get things moving forward. A lot of prep time. This used to be a really big deal, these mobs. Let's try and defend them. Now it takes quite a little while for this to actually stop. There are a lot of mobs that come out. A lot. I think they're dictated, the speed is dictated on how quickly you're killing them. I'm not entirely certain about that. That's a random guess. I don't even know if it's a fixed number. It probably is a fixed number though. I would expect that a certain number comes out before the game mechanic takes you to the next section. But I'm not going to guarantee that I'm right on that in any way. All I know is that you come in, you have to kill a buttload of mobs. It takes a while, quite a while. And eventually he closes this tunnel and opens up the other one. The other one being right across the way there. The reason why he's being so deliberately get away from the tunnel, get away from the tunnel, get away from the tunnel, is because if you happen to be stupid enough to be stuck on the other side, you're screwed. You have to hearth out. No kidding. Or you'd have to use the LFG thing, which would appear right here, depending on how you got in the instance, teleport out, and then teleport back to the entrance. Either way, you don't want to be caught in the tunnel when he blows them up. Oh, just adjusting my chair. How's the sound working, wife? I'm assuming the sound's working fine.
Oh, yes.
That's good. I'm annoying people at the exact correct rate. No one's on you, little buddy. Shut up. I'll go in and get the loot, why not? And here comes our bossy boss. And there goes the bossy boss. One down. There we go. Okay, so that's the first boss. It's listed as a bonus objective, but because there's only 5 bosses, you might as well, right? So, that's the situation we find ourselves in. Might as well, what the hell. Alright, so, with that boss down, we then head back to the hull gears and get ready to drop down to the lower level. Oh, damn, this chair. So anyway, we're going to jump off here. Use our slow fall ability. Perfect. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but there is an encounter at the bottom of the gear that actually will pop up out of nowhere. A lot of people get really pissed off with other people in their party because of this quest. Or not quest, because of this ambush. These guys are literally invisible until you land down there, and they pop and they aggro, and it's meant to be a surprise attack. That's how it's designed. But parties have rage quit on each other They've booted people for drawing aggro if it's a warlock or a hunter in the party because they think their pet has gone and grabbed aggro when they shouldn't. In actuality, this is a deliberate ambush that Blizzard put in the game as a surprise, and it's never anybody's fault, so don't be booting people from your party for it. We have Viscous Fallout right here, so we're going to nail him and get second boss down. Now, I'm high enough level that this encounter might not aggro at all. Now, you'll see some quests down here. Don't let them fool you. They're not any fun. Do not go after them. Do not go get them at all.
Your chair is pretty loud.
My chair is pretty loud. Those quests are, I think, the remains of quests that used to be in the game. It might even be the exact same way as they used to be in the game. I'm not sure. They are, get this item from this machine, and take this item to another machine, and then punch it. And then take this item to the next machine, and then punch it there. And then take that item to the final machine, and turn it in, and you get some garbage from it or something. I don't know what. Point is, it's a long, drawn-out pain in the ass if you don't know exactly where the machines are for you to go and punch. As a result, I'm not going to bother with doing the quest, simply because I'll tell you right now, for free, that if you're coming in here at level, you're going to want to get done this instance as fast as possible, and looking for those damn machines is not worth the hassle. The experience points are not worth the hassle. Secondly, and more importantly, if you're coming in here in an LFG situation, which, given that it's this instance, you will more than likely be having to do this instance only as an LFG type situation, your group will never, ever, 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 ever go into the dormitory on purpose to start doing that quest unless you're with a bunch of really ripe newbies who don't know how crappy this instance gets if you run it like you run normal instances. Kill everything on the path, go kill everything, wipe all. No, definitely no. You'll never find a group that'll want to do that in this instance, ever.
We've experienced that.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen, so don't waste your time. Alright? Just follow the path that good old Gutrend is leading out for you here, and you will be fine. Now, we're heading up to our third boss. You're saying third boss already? Like I say, I know the way through this fast, and I also think they've nerfed the game's instances as per, so third boss down, boom! That was easy, right? One thing I will mention, however, is that this machine is the final machine of those machines. Okay? You have to get a punch cards and everything else to get to the... It's a pain in the balls. Also, however, on this ledge... Whoops. Get away from the plane, please. Thank you. Is a barrel... melon juice, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the box that gives me my other parachute. Ah, there it is. Okay, so now we've got another parachute. I don't know why it's not showing up. Let's try a quick reload UI. See if that'll fix that errant problem. There we go. Okay. So, now, we're up here. We have to drop down to the lower level. So let's take a look at that lower level a bit. Launch bay. Okay, so the exit's going to be down. That we need to go is going to be down this way. We're going to go to the engineering labs and then back the way we came. So we're facing pretty much the right direction. There's the path. So let's go down and have some fun with our slow fall. Oh, we don't want to slow fall up to here. We want to slow fall all the way down. That's good enough. Alright, so we're going to kill our way down here. Now that we're on the lower level, we should be able to see exactly where we have to go. As you can see, there are two paths. One path takes you almost directly to the final boss. That's the path I was discussing last time. when I was talking about the fact that me and a tank slash healer went and soloed the final boss at level. The two of, well, we didn't solo it, we were two of us, but the two of us alone went and took out the final boss while the rest of our party was basically sitting on their nuts doing nothing of any use whatsoever. 9 times out of 10 you will not see the crowd pummeler. That's what this is that we're heading to. 9 times out of 10 you will not be going to the engineering labs at all. Why? Because here we are, it's a boss that's out of the way, that gives you only, I mean, yeah, it's another boss, that's great, but it doesn't complete the instance quickly. And it more than certainly does not give you the experience points for completing the instance or the bag that you get if you come in here in LFG. You're not going to get your bonus stuff any faster by coming this way. What you will do, though, is you will get that 4th extra bot. So you get a little bit of a reward, but not a whole heck of a lot of one. I mean, to be honest, there used to be a reason to go down there, but there isn't anymore. However, coming this way in order to leave the instance without hearthing is the fastest way out. So it could be argued that you'd be going and getting the final boss after coming this way. And there is a pathway down here. Actually, I think I might go down the elevator here. I'm trying to remember where the hell the elevator is. It could be any one of these spots. We'll just walk around till we find the elevator. There is a pathway down below that will get you back to the final boss from this boss faster. We're going to go down and see if I can spy that. I think the elevator is over there. Yes, I see the elevator now. Let me just get over to the elevator and we'll do that quickly. I apologize for being a little bit iffy on this particular instance. But again, this is an instance I avoid as much as possible. I do not try to come into this instance. I do everything I can to avoid coming into this instance. I'm not even kidding. So I apologize for what seems like a little bit of a sloppy run here, but it's simply because I don't like doing this instance. You're going to see more sloppiness when I try and get into the entrance of Moradon, because there's one main entrance that you can go into. However, because they've broken it up, you can now go into multiple paths to get into the entrance. And what a pain in the ass that is, because you have to find your way through a maze to get to it and hope it's the right one. Moradon is one of these areas that has a huge cave system leading into it, like the Wailing Caverns does. Well, it's not as the Wailing Caverns cave system to get in is nowhere near as big as what I'm talking about. But the point is, there's a lot of spaghetti I'm going to have to find my way through in order to get into the instance properly. Okay, so he's dead. Now, where do we find ourselves? See? Right around the corner from the boss. So let's head over there and get that done. A grime and crusted ring. Seriously? You're going to give me a quest while I'm in here? Okay, there are machines that allow you to do that. We can accept it as a quest, and we'll check and see where they suggest we go to do this. How far back do they suggest we go? They're not even going to show us where. They're not even going to show us where to do that. Well, then I may, in fact, dismiss that quest if I don't find a convenient spot to do that on the way through here. I don't think anyone's going to really complain. Because again, when you're coming in here to do the quests, you're not going to be doing anything other than the quests. It's all about, I really should smarten up with my speaking. When you're coming here on LFG, you're not going to be doing any quests at all. That's what I mean to say. If you're Alliance, you might, but if you're Horde, you're coming in here to get this thing done as fast as humanly possible. I'm having trouble keeping my mind on two different things at once, as usual. Okay, so we've got everybody dead. Alright, everybody's down. Now we open up this big ass door to the final chamber. Now, there is a mechanism in here that allows you to actually fight the guy without fighting the guy. It's these buttons. You have to lure the guy to these buttons, and if you push one of these buttons, then, oh, well, things aren't happening where they're supposed to. Maybe I have to actually aggro him first. Of course, if I aggro him first, there we go. Hello, there we go. Come on. Let's see what happens if I push a button here. Oh, okay, so it's a crossover. Maybe I have to turn on all of them. I'm not sure you have to turn on all of them. It's been so long, I don't remember how to do this at all. I'm not even sure if turning on these buttons does anything of any use. I'm certainly clicking buttons though, that's good for me I guess. Anyway, let's finish them off.
Usurpers!
Okay, he's all deed. Easy enough, right? This grinding crusted ring, we're just going to abandon the hell out of that. I don't care. That ring is garbage as far as I'm concerned, so let's get rid of that too. There we go. I'll have to obviously go to a repair or pull up my Traveler's Tundra mount in order to repair. We're going to deliberately go out the way we're supposed to come in, or supposed to leave, depending on where this thing teleports us to. And we'll see what happens when I leave. It could be that because I came here via the teleport from Gromgal, that going out this exit might in fact actually take us back to Gromgal. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out as a group. Okay, back to the engineering labs. Didn't actually kill these guys, did I? No, I haven't. There. Onto the smell elevator. Up we go. With all the changes that Blizzard has made over the years in this game, I'm kind of shocked that they haven't actually gone so far as to eliminate this particular instance and allowed the gnomes to come back out here. I mean, the gnomes are still stuck in Ironforge, but this was their original home. So I'm kind of surprised that they haven't allowed them to come back. I guess it would render Ironforge obsolete. Well, Blizzard likes to eliminate things that people enjoy, so, you know, why don't they screw with a major city? They screwed with Orgrimmar. They screwed with Stormwind slightly. I mean, I don't even call that screwing with Stormwind. I mean, let's be honest. All they did with Stormwind is remove the park that no one went through anyway, make it decorative as the old barracks, even though it wasn't the old barracks and they're full of shit. And that's all they really did with that, so I don't know. Okay, so let's figure out where we're going to port to here, folks. We are, back in Gromgal. Okay then. So, that takes care of our first instance of the day. I'm going to pause talking here slightly to allow the wife to do a proper cut when the video is edited for YouTube. Okay. Now we're going to